unique in all of the New Testament literature. The book, oh, no kidding, Chip, really? Yes. It's extremely unique. Okay, let's think about the New Testament. We have 4 Gospels. Okay, what do the Gospels tell us?
Jesus.
The life of Jesus. They are the central point of the New Testament. They hold a unique priority or privileged status. When the priest walks in at Mass, what precedes him? The Gospels, not the lectionary, just the
Gospels.
because that tells us about the life and teachings of our Lord. The Gospels are the heart of the New Testament. Okay? The next book is Acts. What does the book of Acts tell us?
The life of the apostles.
The history of the apostles, right, the early church. It's the only book of history, minus the Gospels, that we have in the New Testament. The Gospels are historical, they are history, but they're not in the sense of biographical data. That's not what they're there for. But they do tell historical events and so forth. Acts, on the other hand, is a historical account from the time that Jesus left the earth until Paul's imprisonment. Okay? So it just tells you how the early church grew. Now, what comes after that? We have 13 books, all written by Paul. Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon. All of those. So what comes after the book of Acts are all the letters of Paul. Okay, that's your theology. That's part of your Christian wisdom that we get. These are all recognized, authoritative books that teach the Christian doctrine. They're not history, they're Christian doctrine. Okay? What comes after that are called the general epistles, otherwise known as the Catholic epistles. That includes Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and Jude. Okay? Why are they called general epistles? Why are they called Catholic epistles? Because they are not written to any one church, like Romans, Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians. They're not written to one individual, like Titus, Timothy, and Philemon. Okay? They're written just generically. Hence the name, general epistles. So that's our New Testament. So from Romans until Jude, we have epistles from the apostles that just teach us Christian doctrine. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. What about the book of Revelation? It's a completely different genre than the other books I've just mentioned. It's not a letter in the sense of an epistle. It is, but it's far deeper than that. It's unlike any other book in the New Testament, which is why it was under dispute for a long time. Remember, we went over that? Why? Because of the fantastical nature of it. The whole book is a vision. It's the dictates of a vision.
Chip, how long was that vision?
Oh, we have no idea.
It seemed like fairly long.
Yeah. It would make a fantastic movie. Wouldn't it? Think about it. Think about it. I have been scouring Christian movies to see if anyone has dared to make a decent movie about the book of Revelation. I found one that's fair. It's okay, I would say. It's okay. The movie's called Revelation. And at some point I may bring it in for us to look at. It's the only one I know that actually shows the vision of heaven part, which I thought it was very well done. They show, I think they have the woman and the dragon part, but then they add this other stuff that's not related. I don't know why. It makes no sense. But anyway, that's another story. Point is, it would make a fantastic movie. Yeah. Call Mel Gibson. You never know. Anyway, we won't go there. I'm sorry? Okay. Never mind. All right. But yeah, I have no idea how long it was. We don't know if it came in stages. It just This is what he saw and experienced, and he wrote it all down. And then this became the last book of the Bible. And its genre is prophetic. It's a prophetic book. It's the only prophetic book in the New Testament. Now, the rest of the New Testament have prophetic elements in it, but Revelation is the only book of prophecy akin to the Old Testament prophets. What do you mean? Well, I mean, for example, Moses had great visions from God. How do we know that? Well, because he built the tabernacle. That's one way we know. Who else? Isaiah had visions of heaven. Daniel, oh my goodness. Do we need to go over Daniel? Yes, we do. Because it comes back in the book of Revelation. There's a clear connection between the Old Testament prophets and the book of Revelation. So that's how we know it's of the same ilk, the same genre. Does that make sense?